In many African countries, a big problem is leaders taking bribes or giving them out. This has stopped these countries from growing and made people think Africa can't manage itself. But that's not the whole story. There are good leaders too, who really care about their countries. Recently, one leader in Africa showed he is one of the good ones, and he is not from a usual democratic government, but from the military. Before we dive deeper, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell icon so you won't miss any updates on this developing story. This leader is General Tiani of Niger, who took charge in July 2023 through a coup. Unlike what many might expect, General Tiani is showing signs that he's different and wants to do good for his people. This story is important because it reminds us that good leaders can come from anywhere, even from places we don't expect. When General Tiani took control in Niger, many around the world and the regional group, ECOWAS, were quick to criticize, urging a swift return to civilian leadership. However, the people of Niger, tired of struggling under the previous government, saw hope in Tiani. Despite facing backlash from Western countries and ECOWAS, with threats of sanctions and even military action led by Nigeria's President Tinubu, Tiani stood firm. His resolve has led to significant changes. French military forces have left, and a restrictive defense agreement with France has ended. Now, the international stance is shifting, gradually recognizing Niger's new leadership under General Tiani. This turn of events highlights the complex dynamics of leadership, sovereignty, and the quest for self-determination in the modern world. Niger has formed an alliance with Mali and Burkina Faso, strengthening their position in the Sahel. A report from Le Monde d'Aujourd'hui, a Nigerian news outlet, revealed that French President Macron offered General Tiani 60 billion CFA francs, about $100 million, to reinstate Mohamed Bazoum. This attempt seems like a desperate move by France. The exact timing of this offer is unclear, but it likely came before France supported a potential military intervention by the regional bloc. Remarkably, General Tiani refused the offer, standing firm against external pressures. After Ibrahim Traoré ousted French forces from Burkina Faso, France had to relocate its troops to Niger, finding itself increasingly isolated as Mali and Burkina Faso turned away. This shift signaled France's weakening grip on the Sahel region, pushing it to desperately cling to its influence. The situation escalated when General Tiani's coup in Niger ousted France's favored leader. France, unwilling to lose its foothold, explored every means to reinstate its ally. Publicly, France joined global condemnation of the coup, but privately, it resorted to bribery, hoping to sway Niger's new military leaders to revert to civilian rule. France underestimated General Tiani, assuming he would follow the unfortunate pattern of corruption seen in other leaders, but Niger's stance suggested a break from the past. President Macron was taken aback when General Tiani turned down the bribe and returned it. This rejection led France to back ECOWAS' threat of military action against Niger. However, the situation took a turn when Mali and Burkina Faso warned they would stand with Niger if ECOWAS intervened, raising the specter of regional conflict. This potential for war made ECOWAS reconsider, and the idea of military intervention was abandoned. France's attempts to maintain control in Niger ultimately failed, and Niger moved beyond French influence, leaving Chad as the last Sahel country under some French sway. Yet even this is uncertain, as Chad's military leaders have begun talks with Russia for cooperation. This shift could end France's presence in the Sahel, emphasizing the sovereignty and independence of these nations, free from external control. General Tiani's decision to reject President Macron's bribe highlights his remarkable leadership and dedication to Niger's independence. His actions, mirroring those of Ibrahim Traoré, set a standard for leadership integrity. Macron's assumption that a bribe could sway Tiani suggests a troubling history of France using such tactics to manipulate African leaders to its advantage. Leaders who succumb to such pressures betray the essence of true leadership and could learn from General Tiani's example. This incident underscores France's desperation to maintain influence in Niger, a country rich in resources, at the cost of the Nigerian people's well-being. In a revealing interview, General Tiani shared the hardships faced by Nigerians due to sanctions from ECOWAS in August 2023. He also unveiled a surprising revelation about the French president. Amidst the strained relations between Niger and France, a European Union country proposed a peaceful resolution during a video conference with EU members, a meeting Macron missed. This country suggested negotiating with Niger's military government rather than opposing it. Yet, when informed about this proposal, President Macron's response was unexpectedly shocking, indicating the complexities of international politics and the divergent approaches to the crisis in Niger. General Tiani revealed that President Macron's reaction to the proposal for negotiation was to assert that Niger belongs to France, dismissing the idea that any other country should offer solutions to the situation. This statement, as reported by the General, has sparked outrage, highlighting a contentious view of sovereignty and the lingering shadows of colonial attitudes in contemporary international relations. In a firm response to President Macron's controversial remarks, General Tiani highlighted Macron's apparent lack of historical understanding, pointing out that the area now known as Niger had its own established society and political structure long before the French Revolution. The General suggested that if the country from the video conference could confirm his recounting of Macron's statement, it would solidify the evidence of Macron's misguided claim. Tiani emphasized that Niger is sovereign and belongs only to itself, stating that Niger is open to relationships and cooperation with any country, provided they are grounded in mutual respect and recognition of Niger's independence. General Tiani's point is clear: Niger is independent, a fact France needs to recognize. Countries like Germany are starting to see African nations as equals. This shift is why Russia is becoming a favored partner in Africa. They treat African countries as equals, not inferiors. For France to rebuild partnerships in the Sahel, it must change its attitude. The rise of military leaders through coups in the Sahel is reshaping African geopolitics, suggesting that strong leadership might emerge from the military, signaling a new era of autonomy and equal partnerships for Africa. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others.